Who else didn't realize just how much they missed watching Caitlin Clark play basketball until she was gone? Well, she just came back with a bang. The Indiana Fever had been struggling with a 4-5 record, and this game was expected to be there. Toughest yet, facing the undefeated New York Liberty, last year's WNBA champions, who came in at 9-0. In their last matchup, the Fever suffered a crushing loss when Clark was clearly fouled on the final play but got no whistle. This time, though, she didn't leave anything up to the officials. She took matters into her own hands and delivered what might be the greatest performance of her WNBA career in her highly anticipated comeback. From the jump, we had WNBA superstars all over the court, including Sabrina Ionescu, who opened the game with a smooth turnaround jumper after getting a switch onto Aaliyah Boston. Even though Clark had barely returned to the floor, New York's defensive strategy didn't change. Two defenders stepped up to stop her in transition. But Caitlin read it perfectly, splitting the defense with a no-look bounce pass to a cutting Kelsey Mitchell for Indiana's first points as Breanna Stewart got caught ball-watching. While people often focus on New York's stars, the role players mattered. Kennedy Burke muscled through Clark and finished through contact for an old-school three-point play. Then Clark got on the scoreboard herself. Boston set a solid screen to force a mismatch with Burke, and Clark attacked, beating the slower defender off the bounce and floating in her first bucket. Clark's emphasis on playing faster was evident. Sabrina missed a deep three, and Clark snagged the rebound, eyes up, immediately launching a full-court dime to Boston for a catch-and-finish true quarterback-to-receiver chemistry. But the Liberty pushed back. Sabrina found Stewart trailing on the break and punished Indiana's lazy transition defense with a deep three. Then came a lesson in elite defense. Nasha Cloud, one of the WNBA's best perimeter defenders, fought through a screen and deflected Clark's pass to force a turnover, leading to a Liberty bucket. With Clark on the bench, the Fever looked lost. Mitchell turned it over. Sabrina found Stewart again, this time in the post, where she worked around three defenders and buried a tough fadeaway. Mitchell responded with a hard drive past Sabrina, finishing off the glass. One of Indiana's best off-season additions, Sophie Cunningham, made her presence felt by reacting quickly to a miscue, stealing a pass intended for Ionescu and taking it coast-to-coast for a layup. But Stewart answered, catching it straight from the inbound and knocking down a tough jumper over Cunningham, reminding everyone why she's a two-time MVP and Olympic gold medalist. Down 9 with under 4 minutes left in the first, Clark checked back in, and that's when it got wild. She called for a one-on-one against Gardner, a defensive specialist, and put on a clinic. Hesitation, crossover, spin, and a banked finish. Through contact for the and one, her first 3 points the old-school way. But then she caught fire. In under 30 seconds, Caitlin Clark hit 3 deep threes in a row, one from way downtown, while Cunningham was down behind the play, exploding for 9 straight points and sending the arena into chaos. The fieldhouse erupted, and suddenly the defending champs looked rattled. The quarter ended with a fast break layup by Stewart off a pass from Cloud. But thanks to Clark's outburst, Indiana only trailed by 2 after being down 11. Clark already had 14 points with 3 quarters still to go. In the second, Clark gave it up to Colson, then popped back out for a wide-open 3 from the wing, giving Indiana their first lead. It didn't last long. Sabrina responded with a tough turnaround from the baseline. Clark kept creating off a handoff from Howard. She threaded a bounce pass to the rolling Natasha, who missed the floater, but Dantas cleaned it up for second chance points. Even with Clark on the bench, the Fever kept rolling. Kelsey Mitchell caught Natasha Cloud napping and cut perfectly backdoor, finished through contact, and converted the and one. Then came the most audacious shot of the night. Clark, guarded by Breanna Stewart, a 6-time LWNBA defensive team selection, called for isolation, stepped back, and drained a deep 3 right in Stewie's face. Even Stewart, a legend who's seen everything in basketball, looked stunned. The Fever's offensive rhythm continued. Clark drew the defense inside, then kicked it out to Lexi Hull for a wide-open 3, a shot that's become automatic for her. Still, the Liberty wouldn't go down easily. Stewart and Sabrina ran a give and go, finishing inside. New York moved the ball beautifully on the next possession, swinging it to Stewart, who who ripped past Clark and banked it in over Boston. They once said Natasha Cloud was the Caitlin Clark stopper, but that narrative didn't age well. Clark, with no screen, attacked at full speed and breaks and knocks down the stop hand pop. Long two-point jumper, Caitlin Clark is scoring with ease. And it's Showtime stuff from Indiana now. In the pick and roll, Clark goes behind the back to Alia Boston, who spins on the roll and kicks it out to Lexi Hall, wide open in the corner, and you already know she's making that count, draining her second triple of the game. It's raining threes in Indianapolis, and they're pouring. Clark gets open off the ball, launches another three from the parking lot, and of course, she sinks it. I am officially speechless. That's her sixth three of the half. Caitlin Clark is back like she never left. She might be the WNBA's best shooter, but if Clark is Steph Curry, then Sabrina Ionescu is Dame Lillard. With 3 seconds left in the half, and New York out of options, Sabrina pulls up from Clark range and drains it, cutting Indiana's lead to 3 after one of the wildest halves of basketball all season. Clark is on pace for a career high, with 25 points on 6 of 8 from deep, plus 5 rebounds and 3 assists, while Sabrina leads the Liberty with 17 and Breanna Stewart adds 14 true superstar performances. But if you thought the first half was crazy, the second half is even wilder. The third quarter starts, and it's all New York. Natasha Cloud gets things rolling on offense, stalling her drive, then spinning past Clark to finish with the left. Then Sabrina curls off a screen, sees daylight, and finishes an easy layup. Defensively, New York is locked and Clark is blitzed off a Boston screen by Cloud and Sabally, forcing a turnover. Stewart slows it down, finds Sabrina, and they play give and go, ending with Stewie knocking down a top of Vicky jumper. Automatic, Indiana trails by 6, but they can always rely on Kelsey Mitchell, who blows by Sabrina, weaves through the lane, and converts the and one through Sabally. That sparks the Fivalia. Boston blocks Sabally, who throws it away to Hull. Clark leads the break, draws a double team, kicks it to Lexi for her third 3 pure money. Boston, quiet all game, finally gets going in transition, scoring. Off a dish from Hall, she follows it up with a strong drive after a pump fake, and Indiana is cooking. Kelsey Mitchell steps into a pull-up 3 cash. Cloud finds Sabally open in the corner, but she airballs it. Boston grabs the board, outlets to Clark, who goes coast to coast and finishes a soft scoop layup. It's now a 14-0 Indiana run. Stewart misses both free throws, and Caitlin Clark makes them pay. Boston hands it back, and Clark buries another deep bomb. The Fieldhouse erupts. Indiana's on a 17-0 run, up by 11, and the Liberty are falling apart. Clark adds 2 more at the line to push it to a 19-0 run. New York finally gets on the board with a Burke free throw, and Stewart follows with a smooth turnaround over Colson. Even with Clark on the bench, Indiana's offense hums. Colson buries her second 3 of the season off a Hull assist, then Dantas nails one from the top of the key. Sabrina answers with a tough runner over Sophie Cunningham. Late in the third, Sabrina finds Johans for a 3. A couple of free throws make it a 9-point game heading into the fourth. Sabrina and Clark are going toe-to-toe, combining for 50 points. Stewart gets to the line to keep New York close. Johanna scores a baseline runner on Clark. Suddenly it's a 4-point game after a 14-2 Liberty run. Indiana needs a spark, and Boston delivers doubled in the high post. She kicks out to Colson, who fakes the pass to the corner, steps into a wide-open 3, and hits just her 6th career triple. Sabrina gets 2 back at the stripe, but Mitchell responds. Her first shot is off, but Boston muscles her way to the board, kicks it out, and Mitchell drains along 2. More Sabrina free throws cut it to 3 again, but Boston fakes the handoff, bulldozes Sabally, scores through contact, and hits the and one. Then she hands off to Mitchell curling from the elbow pull-up jumper, money. They run the same action again, and Mitchell hits Cloud with a snatchback before pulling up for a 3 over Stewart buckets. Indiana's up 11 again after an 8-0 run. With 3 minutes left, Clark returns, gets hounded by Sabrina, but remains poised and finds Lexi Hall, slipping behind Cloud for a textbook backdoor layup. Just over 2 minutes left, Fever up 12. Clark probes, waits for the opening, and threads. A perfect bounce pass to Mitchell in the corner. She buries the dagger three. Indiana leads by 15, and that's the ballgame. Caitlin Clark, facing her idol Sabrina Ionescu, turns from injury with a statement to Indiana, hands the undefeated Liberty their first loss of the season in dominant fashion. It's the Fevers' first 100-point game of the year, led by Clark's near triple-double, 32 points in 31 minutes, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. Boston finishes with a double-double. Mitchell scores 22, Hull adds 14, and Coulson hits big shots. Sabrina drops 34, Stewart puts up 24, but it's not enough. Indiana moves to 5-5, momentum surging. If you enjoy these Caitlin Clark breakdowns, subscribe, like the video, and stay tuned. This WNBA season is just getting started. This is DKM, signing out.